Hey, you're gonna work on stuff. Oh no, we're just talking about it. I don't know what to say when I start the stream. So, and Vape was like, "Say what you're working on." I'm working on stuff. No, really, I want to get the player shots working in world space, and then I can put lights on them.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make video game.
Today we are going to talk like the Commodore 64 computer.
Bomb 17 Bomber.
Fun theme for the day.
Oh shit. Let me reset this up. Alright, I got Discord and YouTube on that little tiny monitor, so I could see if somebody joins the...
Yeah, Juggernaut's there.
Yeah, hey Juggernaut.
The jug. Big jugs. Wait.
His name always reminds me of Jason and the Argonauts, but it's Juggernaut. I don't know.
For me, Juggernaut reminds me of Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
I can see that. That's a RPG. I always wanted to play Warhammer. Never did in my life. I got all the books. Old books.
I maybe like twice.
Played D&D. Played Paranoia and Cyberpunk.
I just have so many opinions about war.
I always like that look. That's why, at Strife, that's what it was supposed to be, like a Warhammer type game.
Yeah.
It's grim dark. Yeah.
Oh, shots. It's not in player. Shots. Shot time.
You did the same thing yesterday. We were looking for ships and you went to shots.
Shot ships. They're all the same goddamn thing. Oh, no. No. Maybe I should work on something else since it's so late. This is still using that old crappy movement like it wasn't the enemy shit. Oh, no. I don't know. Maybe I should do it and just get the pain over with.
Well, I mean, the faster you get the pain over with, the faster you're done with it.
I know, but I could probably do it in an hour in the morning. It might take me all night. Fuck it. I'm going to start on it.
Nice.
It's boring to watch, though, probably.
Who cares? It's a coding stream.
Yeah,
It's not a gaming stream.
Well, I tend to like to work on the graphical stuff when I stream. But yeah, it's
Well,
late
it's
for
graphical. It's graphical. It's got your coding graphics on
yeah.
it.
Well, this is more the movement routines. Oh gosh. Holy gosh, this is the old ways before I even made the game object thing. Alright, well, I'm just warning everybody it's going to be a boring stream today. But Keegan will keep you all entertained with his... He's going to bless you with a poem he wrote.
I can tell you a lot of things that are going to happen. That is not one of them.
No, you know what that's from? History of the World, when the guy, he's like, Caesar's about to bless us with a new poem he wrote.
Right.
Or something like that. I don't know. I always turn that into a joke, like when I'm like trolling somewhere and then something like, to think I was going to bless you all with a new poem I wrote. Hey Keegan, when I'm done, and YouTube, you want to watch that one episode of Love, Death, Robots that I've been trying to get you to watch?
Yes,
Yeah, it's only
Sure.
it's only 17 minutes long. Yeah, after this.
No
I do.
Yeah. Err.
Game object. Okay. Number. Oh, that one uses caps. Why do I ever do that? Why do I? I used to have.
Caps. Caps was like DOS.
I used to
or
never
Linux.
put capital letters in header files. Now I did a couple times.
Can't believe you've done this.
Well, I mean, DOS didn't care, but
It's not that. It's
in
just a
whatever showed
consistency
on
thing.
DOS was, yeah.
What? Oh, I'm so stupid. I didn't put the namespace name. You know, before Raptor, I never really used. I mean, I did in C#, but it was kind of different. But that whole like grouping things by namespace,
Yeah.
never did it before. But it's kind of cool. I'm not using one real class. I just structs. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but yeah, to the compiler. I mean, doesn't it treat structs just exactly the same way as a class? Keegan?
No.
Yeah, mostly in C++ mode. Yes, right. Like you can define member functions and things on a struct, at which point it'll generate the vtable for it.
I mean, there's no like disadvantage for doing it either way. Because yeah, I use functions in a lot of structs. I don't know why I didn't make them classes. I mean,
That's basically the answer is the vtable overhead, but it doesn't matter.
it doesn't even matter. Where's that? There we go.
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh lordy. This movement stuff is it's weird. It's so hard. It's so painful to work on. But the only thing that keeps you going is thinking, "Oh my god, this shitty ass code could be modern and neat again." It's like I had a shot maker. Oh no, I didn't for the player. That's why it's all hard coded. I don't know if I could work on this site. I don't know if I have the brain power. God, all this shit's got to go. I did the same thing with these goddamn shots as I did with the enemy thing. It's got like 500 variables that do the same exact thing. Why?
Because they used to be different.
No, it's me being obsessive compulsive or so. I don't know what the hell you call it. It's like I wanted to move everything into one area with this move dot thing, but then I didn't trust it, so I moved it into something else afterwards. I mean, what? I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I feel like rewriting the whole goddamn thing. I think it would be easier. All right, let's compile. Okay, it compiled, so I gotta load up the enemy thing and give myself a refresher course on what I did. Oh yeah, I deleted all that old code. Tuk. Oh shit. I don't know if I took my allergy medicine today or not. Rice. Do I have a piece of candy or anything around here? A lotus stone pin? I thought I left a bag of chips or something around here.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh, God, I could go for that right now. Actually, I'm getting sick of those. I need something else. What I really want, and it's probably the worst thing for you, regular potato chips and the ranch dip.
Oh, that sounds good. I usually get the herbs and spices dip.
God, I just can't bring myself to want it. It's got to be the worst thing in the world for it. I think that what's like 500% saturated fat or something like that.
That's true. That's true. And they're pretty fatty and fucking high in sodium.
The appeal, right?
Sure does taste good though.
Oh yeah, of course. Tastes good.
I get that maybe once a year now. I don't even know where to start on the shot things. It's like taking a piece of shit trying to make it look like a diamond. I just this code is so bad. It's pathetic.
Well, I mean, if you start it over, it's going to look like a diamond.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I should. It's not that big like the other one.
Yeah, you could potentially.
Well, it's a good thing about going through it the hard way is that you learn what I was actually doing. So the little nuances are the same. Because especially in the classic mode. Like remember the enemy ship, Keegan? Like I mean, all those hard-coded values and shit. And it turns out those were actually had some meaning, but it took like a couple weeks to figure that out. Where do I start? Where do I start? What? I'm gonna just
with coding.
Yeah, you just can't start coding randomly anywhere. I mean, I don't know. I'll keep the enemy stuff that's semi-working. Oh, set size. Ah, yes. Ah. Let's player shoot the shit. That's the hard-coded stuff. So,
So,
ew. Where does it get the fucking width and height? You gotta be fucking kidding me. So the positions of like the missiles and shit are all just hard coded crap again. You know what I might do? You know what I've come to the conclusion, especially I think I should switch everything being based like the pivot of everything being based off the center. I don't know. It makes it easier when you're like positioning things like lights and stuff. Uh, it's got me wondering. Oh yeah, the enemies are already all centered. Okay, that's cool. That explains why it was so easy to put the lights on. The player was not, though. Oh, God. Oh, my. I am so against hard coding fucking values now. Is there any way out of this mess? The death ray is hard coded -24 from the center Y of the player. Oh yeah, that's X2. It's the destination. I forgot. I thought that was a rectangle. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Where the fuck? Let's see. Get item. I think it's... Nope. Here it gets the graphics for the different laser shit. Oh, here we go. All right, they're cached in the library thing. This makes sense now. Oh, here we go. Lib. I was not good at consistent names of variables either back then.
Consistency's overrated.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, no, it's definitely not.
What I think you should do is redraw the graphics so they're all the same resolution.
Hey, if that guy that was posting to me in the Apogee chat, here's this. Join the Raptor chat. You can talk there. We're not going to ban you. You could teach us how to make games.
No comment.
Oh, not only is this gonna be boring to watch, but there's gonna be a lot of me just sitting here thinking, doing absolutely nothing. I don't want to tear it. It is a shitty piece of code to start with, and I don't want to go tearing into it the wrong way and make it worse. Actually, I should commit right now.
That would be why.
Yeah.
Commit to committing.
There it goes. Hold on a second. Do you ever have a USB cable laying on the floor and you know it's just a matter of time before you step on it and ruin it? The end of it?
No.
I don't know. I have like 1,000 cables here.
I'm running short on the ones with the little, I don't know what it's called. I forget the names of different USBs, but it's like the real thin one, the old one, not the USB-C that can go either way. It's like the one that preceded that.
The micro USB.
Yeah, micro. Yeah, I keep stepping on the ends of them and bending them. And I'm down to my last two. I need it to charge certain things.
I used to buy so many things that use those, like vapes. I don't vape anymore, but I had like vapes and stuff, and they use
Hence the
those
name
kind of
Vapor
things
Zone.
to- No, that's not where it came from.
I know. I told you that before. You said.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
No, the name Vapor came from Vaporwave because I like Vaporwave stuff. And the Zone came from Sonic, where I like the zones and Axe.
The Twilight.
Good old
So-
Sonic the Hedgehog, my boss.
Yeah. So yeah,
You know, it's
that's
funny
where
when it
Vapor
first
Zone
came out, I
from.
thought they were trying too hard to be like a Nintendo, and I thought it would never be a hit, and it was.
I have all the games, so I can argue.
No, I'm not saying it's bad now. It's good. I don't play those kind of games at all, though. I don't like side scrollers that much. I did one as a kid, though.
Good.
I don't like the newer games though. The newer games like Sonic Colors and Sonic the Secret Ring. And
I don't even know
all
what's out there.
those. Yeah, they're fucking stupid, man. I hate them.
I shouldn't get into this.
You know, it's weird. I mean, like, I find, even when I play side scrollers, I find them impressive. I mean, especially when I watch like some dev making it. I mean, to me, it just seems like it's harder to make than almost any other. I mean, to make all those intricate movements, and it's got to feel right, and the guy's got to jump on the walls and climb and have all these interactions with things. My God, it's such. It's got to be complicated.
Well, so this is what I really like about Sonic Mania. And incidentally, the Sonic CD and Sonic the Hedgehog 1 ports for like modern platforms,
Mhm.
they're all using an engine that was made by two guys who I used to kind of tangentially know on the internet back in the day, who reverse engineered the God, I think it was Sonic 1 for the Genesis. They're just like, okay, well, how does movement work? Because, you know, it's the Genesis, it's a piece of crap, and somehow you're managing to do like calculations to go around curves at speed, and still have it feel really good, and still do all the platformer physics. And so they built like a Sonic fan game using this engine that they constructed from having reverse engineered the way that the Genesis games worked. And Sega were like, hey, we need modern ports of all this stuff. Can you just port the original games into your engine? And they did. So that's how you got like the Sonic 1 iOS and Android port. Sonic CD, I think, was first for whatever reason. And then they did
I think that was, yeah.
Yeah. And so Sonic Mania is like Sega just threw a bunch of money at them and they're like, here, go make an actual new Sonic 2D side scroller. Have fun.
And that was the best, newest game.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that one.
Yeah, I did too.
And one day I gotta really start playing more variety of games. I used to, like I said, I just...
Well, you're the Mountain King. You play the one that's on the mountain. That's it.
I play Overwatch, that's it. I still have fun playing it. I don't know why. I mean, I just love it. Very like that. I mean, like Modern Warfare 3 I played for preceding 5 years or something, 6 years. I like getting good at like one game, like honing a skill, and then also like you hanging out with the same people every time you play, you know.
And
Yeah,
you
there's
play
that.
some other game and you're shit at it.
And there's something really more like the minute I played like Doom or something, when you're playing against a human person, it's nothing like going against AI, you know, nothing.
No.
It's a totally different feeling. Plus, there's like strategies of trying to piss them off or playing mind games with them or something, you know. I mean, you can't do that with AI. It's mechanical.
I mean, the vast majority of PvP online games is just knowing the map.
And knowing like how people react to things. I mean, like say like Tracer in Overwatch is so fast, but it's like after playing it for so long, you kind of know that most people show up like in almost a 180 position behind. Not quite though, but you can just spin around that position, start shooting, boom, Tracer appears there. You know, there's just little things you learn like instinctively by playing it so often. Go set size. 6:45. I really don't want to do. This is one of those times where, yeah, I wish I had like another programmer to do the stuff that I really don't want to work on. That's what Carmack probably had the best time. He had Romero. Here, you make the menus in the. I'm just gonna work on the engine. Oh god, I was gonna say something before and I forgot.
Well, we were talking about how you know the map so much.
No, it was way before that. I just got sidetracked.
Oh,
My way I think is like a not a kaleidoscope, but like a Nickelodeon with random pictures on each slide. With that thing where you crank it like an old time movie thing.
Yeah.
That's all
yeah,
mine.
slideshow.
Now it's lost in the
Slideshow
deck.
projector.
No, it's something about gaming. I can't remember what it was though. Because I remember thinking, should I even talk about this while I'm live streaming, or should we talk about? I forget the hell what it was. I forget it. Oh god, I really hate this. Why do I do this? Why did I write everything like this? This is so stupid. I mean, it's like trying to fix. It's like you're a doctor trying to fix the patient while he's stabbing you in the heart.
Yeah, that's a very good descriptor of human development, if we're being honest.
Well, I mean, fixing the old code, it's like so painful to look at, and you know you got to fix it anyways, you know? And it's painful to even look at it. I don't get why. Like I coded things so flimsy. I mean, when I worked at my previous 2 jobs, maybe it wasn't game programming, but my code is like pretty well thought out and laid out. And Raptor's just a freaking mess. Parts of it, important parts. All the shit I ripped out, like the windowing system, and all that was coded really neatly. Ironically, the stuff that you need the most is the shitty one. Curve frame. Shot lib type. Isn't that already set? Look at this. I'm setting it twice. Okay, I want to change that first. Let's get rid of some of this redundancy. I bet I can make a macro to do this. Now, let's see if it plays back right. Boom, it did it. Boom, it did it. Not going to do this fast, though. That wasn't too bad. I'm like a nanobot rewriting a person's DNA from inside the body. Hey Scott, what's up? The foot doctor? What's wrong with your foot? It fell off! Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's not protruding at all. That's just how that texture looks. Okay, interesting. Sure. I don't believe that. Oh. Okay, no, it's just cut out. Fine. Fine.
Alrighty then. Heck. My dad had that once. I smashed my toenail. I dropped something on it once. It's still black and blue.
Ouch.
It's a miracle I have a foot, any feet. I have broken my toes so many times. Or the time that yeah, the other day the guy came to clean the fireplace, and I got that axe hanging over it, and I'm like, let me get that off. He's like, oh, you don't have to bother. I'm like, dude, I dropped this thing, fell off one time, and almost chopped my toe off. I'm gonna take it off. I'm not gonna get sued by you or something. The thing weighs like 8 pounds. I mean, it's a real axe. You know, you can kill somebody with it. It's not an ornament. Let me see if I could find. Hold on, I gotta show you this. I got a picture of my foot. Since we're talking about feet.
Are we? Are we talking about feet?
Well, Scott was.
Concerning.
Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Oh, photos. Watch, it's not gonna load them up. Oh, here, fuck it. You can see all my fucked up photos. There's my grandma. There's Jim the artist from PopCap. Tim behind him. My dad. Me when I my first 10-speed bike. When I was a dork. Family. Somebody's wedding. The neighbor's wedding. That's the lead singer from NDX as a friend. Those guys here. It's Steve. Mike. I don't remember this guy's name. And that's Dorky Me behind there. Dorky Me. My mom and dad. I don't know. Let me find that. Oh wait, it's not here. That's fucked up wedding. Not videos. Cover photos? Where the hell would it be? Your photos. Yeah, there's packs. Yes, I post a bunch of dumb shit on Facebook. There's my iguana. There's my cat from Texas. There's Raptor running again after 27 years on an original machine I started on. Look at that shit. Are you guys watching this on the stream by any chance?
Yeah.
It's somewhere in there. There it is. I think that's it. Battle X fell on my foot while trying to walk past a iguana cage. Finger and felt like a guillotine. That's my foot. Close up. That didn't hurt.
Yuck.
Yeah, that between getting bit by the iguana. Or when I first started doing the videos, or when I was making that first video, the iguana bit me on the nose. And I had to go to the store and buy makeup to hide it so I could finish the video. If you look at the video, you could see like that there's like it's like paint over part of my nose almost because it was all bloody.
Which
All right, back to work. Oh. Funny, before I started the stream, in my mind, I thought this would be like a 5-minute thing, and I'd have lights on the shots.
Naturally.
I don't want to do this. Start pause, start pause. Let's see how I did this in here. Okay, we don't have paths for this, so I don't have to worry about that crap. I don't want to take the old stuff out yet. Oh, this is going to be shitty code before it becomes neat.
Often, yes.
Per.go.transform position dot x equals this slew of crap. Did you throw up because it was cold or because you get squeamish about those things? I could see anything on like. I remember when I was in the hospital when I crashed my dirt bike. We went over a cliff and I punctured my liver. They injected me with this radioactive dye, and you could see like your insides like light up on this monitor. And Lee's like, "Oh, you don't have to look at that if you don't want to." No, I want to look.
I want to know.
Or to get in a COVID shot, the lady's like, "You don't have to look. I know some people don't like needles." I'm like, God, if you knew how many times I've been jabbed and operated on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always used to think after I have like an operation where they got to remove your appendix or something, I wouldn't be against being awake and watching it. Although if I mean it's like open heart surgery, I don't think I'd want to see that. But did you guys ever see? Was it Crank 2? Or was that Crank 1 with the heart? That was Crank 2, I think. When they're taking his heart out and putting the fake heart in, and he wakes up and sees it.
No.
You've never seen Cranks?
I haven't.
Oh my god, dude, we got to watch that one day. And those are funny as shit. And it's almost like the guys that made it were like fans of video games, so it's almost like a real life video game. Oh my god, we should watch that today. You got time? Either one of you? Anyone?
Probably not.
All right, we'll just do that one episode of that. Yeah, and they had that phone because like his heart had this like temporary battery, but it got shot. So the temporary battery in the heart would only last so long. So you have to keep like getting electric shocks and stuff to keep it going. But then his phone would ring and go. I used to have that as my ringtone for years. You never heard that before?
I haven't. No.
Oh my god, that movie's like famous. Well, yeah, wait. Well, wait till Mike Below the Stone and that is we'll get a day where everybody will watch it. I think I have that on Blu-ray actually. The first one's good, but the second one's better. And the guy's give him a ride on a like a motor scooter. He says something like, "I got full body Tourette's" or something, and he starts freaking out while they're riding. I can't explain how silly it is. Yeah, Crank 1 and 2 are really good. Then they're the same people made Gamer, which is kind of the same style. Not quite as funny as Crank, but it's all right. I gotta watch Snatch again. That was with what's his name, Brad Pitt, right? I actually own that. I saw it once. I don't remember it. The cool thing is you watch the making of Crank or Crank, which one I watched, maybe both, but they do all these weird camera angle things, like when he's running down the street or whatever, and they like homemade like these things that are like phone cameras and put it on like a bar and just followed him with the phones like recording him like around a circle, a lot of like little innovation things they did. Yeah, and Brad Pitt had like a weird accent, right? That's all I remember from it, that he had a weird accent. Oh, God, I really don't want to do this. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like stylized movies that go way over the top, but they gotta be done well. Like Kung Fury or Crank. I mean, Crank's a little more quality than Kung Fury, but Turbo Kid, A Night of the Comet. What other movies are like that? It's like it's like a skill to make a cheesy looking movie that's actually fun to watch,
Yeah, that's like a very fine line between being hilarious and just being very cringe.
Or like that. I mean, obviously, example, but it's kind of bad. But like, I mean, back in the day, it was probably that Dark Star. Yeah. I mean, that went a little too far, but I mean, I still kind of like it. But I mean, like Dean had this thing, like if you're watching something and something makes you laugh and make you think, "What the fuck," it's good. I mean, like when
I think
they mix that stuff with like trippy kind of stuff, or to me, like good humor is like it leads you down a path, and then something happens, and it makes you question everything you've learned so far in the movie. It almost causes like an infinite loop in your brain, and it's like it's like a cascade effect, and it just makes you laugh. It's like it's like divide by zero or something, you just can't make sense of it, and it just makes you laugh.
Oh, divide by zero. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Well, you know what I mean, though. I mean, it's like it brings up something in the movie. It's very well thought out, but it's chilly, cheesy movie, and then it does something where you're like, "What the fuck?" There's a couple of movies I just saw. What was one?
I'm back for that.
Obviously,
No,
I'm talking remote control. Well, Flash Gordon, 80s Flash Gordon is definitely one of those. But there's some really good ones made now, like God, what was it? The new Netflix movie, something Die by the Gun, or I forget what the fuck it's called. It's really trippy. Or how about oh God, I can't think of any of these movies. I gotta look it up. this one. It's 10 years old, I think. I don't remember the guy's name. He was in Children of Men, I think, which I don't like.
Oh, Clive Owen was the star of that movie, anyways. I like that movie.
And there's some parts in it that were so like. I remember this one part where they're like running from building to building with somebody in a wheelchair, and it looked so cheesy.
Yeah. So the really interesting thing I found about that movie is that you don't realize it until you think about it afterwards, but it's an action movie with lots of crap going on, and lots of people shooting each other, and the main character never once picks up a firearm.
Oh, really? I have to watch it again. Maybe I just judged it wrong. To me, it felt like what was that one horror movie that everybody liked with the? He's got the rage in him.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
It reminded me of that style, and I don't really, or like Ronin. I didn't like that movie either.
Yeah. It's supposed to capture like the desperation that humanity has fallen to after like a prolonged.
I remember that now. Yeah, but it seemed like overacted. That's
Yeah.
what bothered me about it. Like everything was like people were
Yeah,
more emotional than they would be in real life
that's true.
in a
That's-
cheesy way.
Realistically, looking back at that movie now, that movie is what the world will be like after 20 years of COVID.
Yeah, shoot 'em up. That's the one I'm talking about. That movie's funny as shit.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, it's just so over the top. It's like I remember the first time I saw it, I did not expect it to go as far as it did. It's like
Now, for me, I think honestly, the pinnacle of comedy is definitely Divide by Zero. That's like the pinnacle of comedy.
it is. I think that's what humor is, though. It makes you think. Like, if you build up a good joke, you think about it so much, it like cascades in your brain, and your brain can't make sense of it, so you laugh.
Yeah.
Or it makes so much sense, but it makes you think about something like you're like, oh my god, this, and it just leads you from one or when the how do we explain it? It's like a movie, like a good movie. They'll bring up things in the beginning, the middle, the end for like some big point or a joke or something, and then you oh my god, they're doing that because of this thing that just happened. Oh my god, that's because of the thing that happened before that, and it just like, and then you think, oh my god, this is so well made. At least that's how I think. I don't know.
I think you got a point there because I remember watching something was explaining like there's different types of comedy, I think, but like one type of comedy is where either your expectations, it's when your expectations are subverted in a very clever way. That's one type of comedy. Or when you're some content makes you think about a certain situation in a different way that you wouldn't have previously, and or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's all about knowing how to lead people around and shit, you know.
Yep. And when to pull the string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull the curtain up.
Storytelling, it turns out, is hard.
Yeah, and being funny at it too is very, very. I don't know what to do next. I hate this code. This is so painful. You know, when you're working on something really complicated and you don't know what you're doing, and you're just making it up as you go. That's fun. Fixing old code,
That scares me.
not fun. Well, the whole thing's here, man. Like working on this for a year, but actually seeing the visual results, hoping that I was doing everything right all this time, and now seeing it work is kind of rewarding. But during the whole year, it was kind of nerve-wracking. God, I wish I could remember these ones I saw recently like that. They're really trippy movies. One of them was a horror movie. It's on Netflix. One of them was a series that went like back in time, I forget. I mean, like each episode was like in a different time period. It was very, very trippy. I don't remember. Everything's a blur lately.
Hmm.
What the fuck is Start X? I mean, here I make X the starting point plus gun pause, you know, which is right.
Are
But
you
here,
still
start
doing
X equals
visuals?
player X. What?
Are you still doing visuals? Or
No, I'm translating the old shot code, player shot code first to the
Oh,
the new movement system and world coordinates.
Okay, I forgot. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
boring, painful shit. Okay, well, I guess I will do a search for Start X. I'm guessing this might be a remnant from the enemy crap. I'm hoping that I don't use it anywhere other than this function, that I can just delete it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, here goes. Shot X plus equals player center X minus start X. What? If F player X. That's a well-named variable there. If F player X. And I believe I looked this up before to find out what it is. Forward lasers. Oh, that's something that stays with the ship. Okay. I'm going to make a comment about that.
Were you reading the stuff that's on the right side?
Both sides are the same file in different places.
Oh, okay.
But but here, if you're looking at the stream, I got F player X. Like, what the fuck does that even stand for? And I'm guessing it means follow player.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where that line is. I don't see that line. F player.
Right here, I'm highlighting
there
it.
It is. I see.
Yeah.
I highlighted it. Yep. That's a weird name.
I was not a fan of long, meaningful names up until later.
Seems pretty important.
I know, but back in the 90s, people coded like that, cryptic.
Oh yeah. When I look at the C library, like all the library functions, I'm like, can you elaborate on these abbreviations, please?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever had more fun learning a language than the original C. I mean, it was like magic. It was like I always wanted to because I hated BASIC, and it's all I knew. And maybe I knew some C64 assembly, and VIC-20 assembly. But yeah, I had so many functions, and it was so cool. I had this little the C reference guide. It was like this. It was like about this big, and I just carried it everywhere. It's like, oh my god, memset. Oh my god, all these functions is like a candy store.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of it's just no big deal to learn a new language anymore. I always wondered, once you learn a few computer languages, it's easy to pick up another one. I bet people that learn English languages, once you get 3 languages on your belt, learning a new language is probably easy because your mind knows the process.
Yeah, I would say so. It's I mean, I only know really one language, but I know, of course, there's bits and pieces of other languages that I know, but it's not enough to speak it fluently. But each language has grammatical differetions, which you still have to learn those. But once you learn them, it should be pretty straightforward because us I should say, knowing English, it's we know there's nouns and there's verbs.
Yeah.
So intuitively, all these other languages are going to have nouns and verbs and these constructs that we already understand, basically.
That took 3 years of Spanish. I don't remember anything, but I think if I took it now, I would learn it better. But I remember all the different everything's not in the same order. When you're a kid, you somehow think that all languages are direct translation to each other one, but
yes.
they're not. That was the biggest shock. Or then you had in Spanish they got this feminine and masculine thing, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
And the adjectives are backwards. It's what the fuck?
Yeah, shit, no. I was thinking of in Good Morning Vietnam when he doing the things Freddy is a doe.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Yeah, you're playing the record backwards or whatever. Oh, I do not want to do this. This is the bad part of our programming. Yes, and I'm gonna complain about it the whole time. Before somebody says, just get it done.
They had structs back then, right? Structs for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was all you had.
Because I'm you were reading that F player X thing, and I'm like, that's not using that. That doesn't look like it's using a struct.
It is a struct, yeah.
You'd want to do like if you wanted to hold like the position of a player, wouldn't you have like a vector struct, and you'd put that in the player struct or something?
Well, if you're looking at the stream here, I had all these that's what makes it so complicated. I had like on the base struct, I had cur X, cur Y, then I had this other structure called move, which I thought, I mean, it's kind of what I'm trying to do now, but make it better. But I was thinking I was consolidating all the movement routines into one thing, but I didn't trust it for some reason. So then I move them out of there back into this cur X, cur Y. And it's just doing so many crazy things that are unneeded. But like the new stuff, yeah, I'm using a vector 3 for position, so.
Yeah. So it's a little bit more like organized, I guess, to that extent.
Yeah, and then the old movement routines are like a buggy, basic line drawing routine. I mean, basically it's just like, you know, a line drawing routine. And the new ways just a little better. But I had to mimic it on the enemy movement because they weren't coming out the same way. So here, let me show you real fast. Yeah, so I had this new way of just, you know, using a direction vector and stuff. I go, oh, this is going to be really cool. But because the other stuff wasn't accurate, it would never get to the next waypoint.
Right.
Oh, no. Where is that? It's in movement? No, I moved it on the game object, I think. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I see. I think.
Here, if path old, I kind of mimicked the old movement in a way better way that's more accurate.
Right.
I didn't want to do that, but I had to do it. It's like there was bugs, say, like in the old routines that we probably made up for by changing the path of the things, but it's like I got to embrace those problems because you can't change it that much, you know.
Yeah.
But that code will only be used in the old mode. I'll redo all the damn paths in the new mode. Oh god. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, what was it?
Knocked something over.
A rat trap. A bear trap.
Uh-oh.
All right, so start X, start Y is. Wait, I didn't finish doing my search. Got sidetracked. Start X. Is it only used for the laser things? It is. There's gotta be a better way to do it than this. This is stupid. Just have an offset from where it should be from the player and just player X plus offset. I gotta change that. Alright, old code. We know what that is. We know what that is. Let's look where the shots are displayed. Oh my god. Shot X, shot Y.
What was I doing before I left?
You're gonna PayPal me $1,000.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, funny thing, I'm always drinking my water and my coffee, like constantly. I used to eat snacks instead. That was a bad habit.
Stud?
What?
You said eat snacks and stud?
Instead.
Instead.
Yeah, my God, I used to always have a bag of chips or something, and beef jerky. Remember when I made Raptor, I had so much snacks when I got sick. I think I ate like potato chips, Doritos. I had donuts, nibs, if you know what nibs are, like little bites of a licorice, red licorice, yeah. And it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I remember sitting in the office, and I got the worst stomach cramps in the world. We used to all go out, like me, my guys, Dave Taylor. When Bobby Prince was there, we'd go to the Dunkin' Donuts. Just sit there. Then we'd stop at like White Hen or 7-Eleven, whatever the hell it was called, and get like a shitload of junk food. Then go back to work. Then play Doom till like 4 in the morning after 12. Somebody tagged me in something. Uh-oh, THX 1138.
What?
What?
No, somebody's
That's
joined.
why.
Oh.
1672.54. Right.
No, THX, that's a Lucas movie. I mean, yeah.
Original Apogee beta tester.
I can't... He's a friend of Joe Siegler.
Cool.
Oh, it's TLH. I'm trying to reply.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hello.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You. Well, get used to the... Alright. What time is it again? 7:24.
It's time.
It's time to code!
Code o'clock.
That'd be, make a movie like that, like like they did with Happy Gilmore, and make golf look like this like sport that's like action oriented, like this action packed coding movie. These two guys are coding to the death.
It's time to refactor. I don't know.
Old bad code.
Scrap the rack.
Oh yeah, look at the fucking display. Oh yeah. I remember. King, what would you do? You seem more rational thought than me. This tore me apart in the 90s. Position everything by the center or by its upper right hand corner, upper left hand corner.
In the 90s, I would have done it by the upper left.
That's what I did, but I was torn, so that's why I have sometimes it's like in center coordinates, sometimes it's not. But now you
Yeah,
would use center,
now-
right?
Yeah, now you should 100% use the center.
Okay, I just need somebody to say that to me so I don't have no qualms and try and go back to that same thinking of doing it both ways.
Yep.
I think it bothered me off because it was also fixed point math, and the center of 32 wide things are not.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. You have a bad time that way.
Think about it from like
Yeah.
the OpenGL perspective. Like 0, 0 is just going to be the center. Like if you no transformations at all, it's just in the center.
Oh yeah, I mean now I'm totally used to that because I've been dealing with the 3D models and stuff, you know, in like the center pivot or whatever. But like now, yeah, all the coordinates are double floats, so you could have a fractional, you know, like what was it, be 14.5 or 15.5? 15.5, right? Yeah.
Precision.
No, I mean, like, you actually have a center because you get floating point numbers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And even though it looks pixelated, I could still have something displayed on a non-pixel boundary.
Yeah.
Especially vertically. That's why it scrolls so smooth. There's some things that do not need to be preserved. I always think it was a good example of change that was good is the Cloud City in Empire Strikes Back. The new Cloud City is way better. Though they did fuck up a lot of the other things, like Tatooine and putting all the cute stuff in there. Yeah, like I said, he knows Joe Siegler. You know who Joe Siegler is, right, you guys?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to work at Apogee.
Oh.
But he's in the chat and stuff. I talked to him. I was talking to him this morning, in fact.
Is that how you were alerted to that YouTube video?
What YouTube video?
Oh yeah.
The one
Oh,
you
he
posted
did it. Yeah, I think it's on his account.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, he showed me that. Yeah, he keeps. He's got like he had like a lot of the old demos. Like he had the mercenary demo that I lost.
Oh,
He tries to keep track of that all that stuff from back then. It's pretty cool.
That
Oh.
Raptor Easter egg with where the Apogee intro and there was a bunch of people singing. Were you one of those voices?
Yeah, I was main voice there.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll listen to that again.
so funny.
I'll never forget that day. Just like a spur of the moment thing. I was like, what can I do funny? So I just said, everybody come here. And I like had a microphone on my thing. And we said, yeah. And we added the Bobby Prince thing later. There's actually 3 outtakes of, here, I can even play it. There's 3 different things he recorded that until we used the one. You boys just don't get it.
Hilarious, and I love it.
It's a blast from the past.
A blast from the past.
As
It's
John
gonna
Cena
be
does.
a really big show.
God.
Who the hell sorted everything by date modified? I hate it. Where the hell's my damn Raptor? Oh, here it is. I hate when you add a folder to a drive and it totally makes all the arrangement look different that you're used to. You're like, I'm used to like the Raptor Perforce folder. It's still called Perforce, even though it's FDM, whatever. There's a certain location on the screen, and now I added a folder the other day, so now it's in a different place, and I can never find it. Here. All right, dig. I think it's in dig or digital. Here, Bobby. Here, that's gonna ruin my. Actually, let me load up a wave player. I don't want to screw up my playlist on Winamp. That's the default. I got a bunch of stuff here recorded that nobody ever probably heard. Here's Bobby there.
Hey, hold.
Oh wait, let me put that to my. Headphones.
Hey, hold. Have y'all paid royalties on that? Hey, that's mine. Hey.
I'll have to mute myself because I have the stream muted.
Oh, I just played it. Tell me when the stream is going. I'll do it again.
Hey.
You're hearing it. I can hear it.
Hey, hold. Have y'all paid royalties on that? Hey, that's mine. Hey.
Wait, there's another one. Where's the one?
Play it again.
Hey, hold. Have y'all paid royalties on that?
Wait a second, they're all the same. What the fuck is this? Oh, I had to click on it.
Zeeten booten zaten zaten zeeten zoten zizow. Zeeten booten zaten zooten zaten zeeten zizow. Wow! Zeeten booten zaten zaten zeeten zoten zizow. You boys just don't get it, do you? You boys just don't get it, do you? You boys just don't get it, do you?
I don't think this one's used.
Hey there.
That's Dave Taylor. he's in the Raptor chat too. Oh, here's a bunch. Let me close all these. I had so many ideas I didn't put in the damn game. Like I had all these, like background sounds for the hangar, like announcements and stuff. Never used it.
Attention pilots, all untagged ordnance will be confiscated. Attention pilots.
Get that.
New pilots should report to the registry. New
I should put those in the new one somewhere, like hidden.
Maintenance crew Alpha, report to Bay 12.
Oh, that I used. I remember that sound.
When were those? What year were those recorded?
1993, probably.
Okay. I just like the lo-fi, the low fidelity sound of it. Like the 16. Are they 16-bit depth?
It's 8-bit, 11.
Oh, it's 8-bit.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
11025 hertz. It's horrible. But I got most of the sound effects, not the voices, but the sound effects I got off a Lucasfilm sound effect CD, and those were 44.1, 16-bit stereo. And I'm gonna buy that damn library and get the original sounds for most of the stuff and replace it for classic mode so they sound better.
So what did you say the sample rate was?
Now 11025.
Well, on the files you're playing.
11025 hertz, 8-bit.
110
mono.
Oh, it's that mono. Okay, so it's that standard sample rate. So if I want to make myself sound like that, I got to use that sample rate. That's what I got to do.
Or you can just use a bad mic, what I had.
For that, yeah.
I mean, there's processes you could do to make it sound lo-fi. There's VST plugins that do it and stuff.
Oh,
or
yeah.
you could just use an equalizer and chop off like the high end and stuff, and the low end.
Chop off the high and the low.
Yeah, if you ever want to do sound, man, I'll talk to you. I've been doing that too for like 20 years.
Well, hold on here. A couple weeks ago.
My mic has been muted. I understand now.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can always just resample it down to that so that you lose you get the EQ for free, basically, doing the resample, and then you can just convert them back to 44.1 if you want to play them back on modern, modern whatever. Yeah.
In fact, I don't like coding this while I'm live streaming. Why don't I mess around with sound? I'll make a radio sound from somebody talking in the chat.
Old-timey radio.
Oh, here's some old-timey material for the Pepe O'Donnell Flower Hour. Everybody know what movie I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, Brother, We're Out, though?
Another one that I haven't seen.
Oh, my God, that's a classic.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie.
Okay, that should do it.
That is probably my favorite Coen Brothers.
You sound like garbage, yeah.
Yay! So do you guys.
Hey, I'm no doorknob either, okay?
Well.
You guys
I can't
just
wait
don't
for
get it, do you?
Can't wait for Scott to check his DMs and experience some existential horror.
Why? Somebody.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Nothing.
I'm looking. Oh, Jesus. Did you see that picture? I don't know if it's real or Photoshop, but somebody posted that Boba Fett scene, and it looks just like me.
Yeah. Hold on.
I asked if anybody Photoshopped that, but I know I've gotten that before where people said I'm Boba Fett.
Yeah, basically. Who's the actor they got to play
I have
him?
no idea what his name is. Somebody told me, but
He's really good. But yeah, he does have like big Scott energy.
I gotta watch it. I started it, but I turned it off. I gotta watch it.
When I saw the trailer, I was like, that does actually... But I never mentioned it to you, but I was like, that looks like Scott.
I've been told multiple times already. People crack jokes, and I didn't know what they're talking about at first. And I looked up the new Boba Fett, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's bald.
Oh,
White guy with eyebrows, a prominent brow, and no hair. Yeah, that looks like Scott.
You saw the pictures of me with hair. I had horrible hair. It's definitely an improvement to chop that shit off. I always wanted, like, when I was younger, long hair, but my hair was stringy. So even when I had long hair, it was horrible looking.
Man, okay. Scott, you're my Facebook friend. You could absolutely find photos of me with really long hair.
I never looked. Okay, I'll look now. I'll make some pictures.
Oh God, you're gonna pull up my.
It can't be as worse as my Joe Dirt fucking haircut I had. I was so lazy, I didn't even want to go to I was making Raptor, and I didn't go to the barber once. Not once. I just got going to snip it, get in front of my eyes. So I'd snip it in front of my face because I was lazy.
God.
I didn't know how bad I looked until I saw my sister's wedding pictures
Oh God.
in '95.
Oh dear.
And then the other reminder was I bought a Jeep when I moved back in '97. And I was driving with the top down. And when you got long hair, it's like flapping and whipping me in the eyes and shit. Okay, I got to get a haircut. And then I started going more short hair. But then one day, when me and my ex-wife were watching a movie, I think it was Triple X. And he's, he shaves his head. I'm like, that's it. I'm shaving my head. And I never had hair since.
Probably a wise decision.
Yeah, I wanted to do it when I was younger, but I was really fucking skinny in high school, and I thought I'd look like some like neo-Nazi or something. I mean, it didn't match, and it wasn't really a style back then either.
The style was the one image that pops into my mind is that one where Carmack and Romero, I think, are in some picture holding swords.
I got a story about that. I was there when with Carmack and he bought those swords, and I picked out the one with the swervy thing.
Oh.
We were at the Renaissance Fair in Houston, and we walked into the Angel Sword, it was called. And Carmack goes, I'm going to be spending obscene amounts of money here. And I'm like, oh, God, don't talk like that, please. And then it came down to a couple swords. He goes, which one do you like? I go, I like that one with the teeth on it.
Oh, the curvy one. I just looked up the
that was like $12,000, and the X was like $8,000.
Interesting.
I know. I never had. I don't think I've ever made enough money to go buy a axe that cost that much on a whim, without phasing my, monthly bills and stuff.
Gosh. But that hair, John Romero's hair, where it goes, it's like really long. It's like, oh, that's a very.
It looked better on him. Long hair. He didn't look. I looked like Joe Dirt. He looked normal. You had a Renaissance Fair down there. Was pretty cool. I went there with Bobby Prince once too. But unlike our Renaissance Fair here, like the bars are all like out in the open. They had this cool one. It was like, I felt like a medieval, like kind of had like a roof over it made out of leaves and stuff. So you felt like you're really in like a medieval kind of pub. And ours doesn't have no angel sword. Like they got guys that make swords, but they're more decoration than like real swords. By the one up here where I live now. I forgot what I was doing. Oh.
Projectiles.
No, I was loading up FL Studio. Didn't they have to go change everything, didn't they?
The mullet.
Raptor, call the shadows. It'll make a fucking. Did it record? No, it didn't. I forget how to use this. Fuck this. I'm not doing this. No, I don't feel like doing anything today. I'm not motivated at all. Let me put the music back on. What time is it? It's only 7:41. Let's get one thing done here. Have any of you used FL Studio before?
Nope.
Yep.
I think it's the best thing for game development, for not just for music but for sound effects, because you can have all your sound effects in one song file on different patterns. Then if you want to re-EQ anything or reprocess it, you could just change the master channel and resave everything out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all this time I wrote 2 lines of code.
Oh dear.
I gotta know the patient before I do the operation. Oh yeah, center it. That's what I wanted to do. Center. In it. Oh my. So this is the upper right hand corner, so minus lib h. That's a good variable name, h. I guess that means header. Oh no, I had a half width too. HLX. It's another fucked up thing you had to do. I mean, not that it's not a good idea now, but if there's something you could calculate, even like a half width or whatever at start to avoid, a divide later on, it made a difference back then. Did you look at that old Raptor code?
I didn't really. Well, what I was looking for with it was I was just curious about, what your fixed point stuff looked like. Like that's really, and so I did do like a search for, like if there was any functions or like a struct called fixed, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what I called it. I think it was all inlined. I mean, as code. I don't think I made actually like functions for it. If you want to see something crazy, look at gfxapi.c. It's the lookup tables that are like on a 256 byte boundary, I think, or maybe it was 512, I forget. But let you do some like fast lookups or something. I forget, something in assembly where you could use like one or two less instructions.
Right. But I don't think I really saw. Well, that's probably what you were saying before, but I didn't see any. I didn't find anything like when what was it? GitLab, that's what the website's called. I did like a search and I was like, I didn't find anything, and so I don't know, like what I would look for to like either a struct or like any functions that worked on that struct.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I don't even remember. I ripped all that crap out.
Yeah. On that note, though, I did actually Well, who was the person that showed me? It was in the coding. It was that one person, Nuki T or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Nuki KT.
Nuki KT. They probably just Googled that. That's what I should have done. But I was curious how it was done in your game, even though I knew. You said
Here I got the original. Here's the DOS enemy file. Let's look.
Okay.
Well, here's how I did the damn movement. It's up here. It's fucked up.
I'm watching the stream, by the way.
So basically, I mean, like del X and del Y, it's kind of like the change in the X and the Y, and it just adds it or subtracts it and shit like that.
Oh, that's what you meant by inline. You didn't have a function. You just did the adding and subtracting inline.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything, yeah, the add Y on the Y, whatever. Or I can't even tell which ones were fixed point. Actually, no, that wasn't that. X and the Y were not fixed point.
Is the delta Y? Is that just supposed to be like velocity or something?
No, it's a change every frame the change in Y and then the change in X. Like I said, it's basically a line drawing routine.
Yeah, but that's for ships moving.
Yeah, ships and everything.
So that changes the position.
Yeah.
That's what a velocity is. A velocity is a change in position over a change in time.
Yeah. But this stupid thing went in a loop for the speed. I don't know. It was dumb.
Oh, okay.
So if it would go through a loop in that thing 6 times if the speed was 6.
Right. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, now I fixed it. It doesn't do all that. Plus, I had an error. I forget what it was. I mean, I corrected it with some hack, so it wasn't as bad. But like when it hit the waypoint, there's a little jitter in the original one because it's not moving it might. I mean, say like the waypoint's 3 pixels away, but you're at speed 6, then it overshoots it by 3. And then you got to correct for that. But I was doing all this. I don't know. I have no idea what I was thinking back then. There's so many things in there that are just hacks. Well, it looks good. Leave it.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
But yeah, now it bit me in the ass because doing it correctly, then I realized, oh my god, the paths aren't exactly what you draw in the path editor. Wasn't exactly what's shown on the screen. We just accounted for it. I'm sure I'll come up with once I make the map maker and I get through the code, I could probably come up with some formula that could translate the errors into usable paths without having to use that old code. Just got to get more into it. And once I see it on the screen visually, it'll be easier to figure out. Like say, oh, this looks like that, but the path is all squished or stretched or something, and that's what it's going to look like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you said you're trying to preserve like not just the visuals, but also like the logic itself. So
For the most part, I'm rewriting some parts, but it still works the same. The result's the same.
Gotcha.
Because like, I mean, at first I was going to be like pristine. I was going to keep all the old code, and I'm like, trying to make this work with the new stuff is like impossible. I got to rewrite it for the most part.
Yeah. To the extent, like, I mean, the way you want to do it. I'm not, this is just my thoughts, but like the logic that you wrote back then can always be like you said that the way you did movement is that you used a loop. So it's like if something had a certain speed, you just made it loop through that many times.
Here, yeah, like here, while speed. See, like it was whichever was bigger. Like say if Delusk was bigger, then go through this one. And it would loop through that speed times. Wow, what a genius idea, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those like even I would have probably like if I was in your position like when you're like back then you're first you're learning things as you go and
well this movement seems so complicated at the time. It was like I was like, oh my god, this is so complicated, I'll never get it.
And you just found a way. I think that's
yeah, I thought of a line drawing routine. It wasn't that many books either. There's not a lot of people to talk to. It was really hard to learn programming back then. You didn't have even though there was an internet we had in Texas, there's not much on it in 1993, You
had to figure things out for yourself. Makes sense.
It was like finding a good bookstore was like Christmas time. Like, oh my God, there's a place that specializes in computer books and they got all the good ones.
Taking them all.
Yeah, that would not an odd thing to go in one of those stores and like come out with $300 of books, which is only like what, 6 books? Because they're like $50 or more a piece.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I still got most of my old books. I never really read them, but I just like looking at them sometimes just for remember the old days. Where's the M? Oh, I must have taken it out. Yeah. Oh, here's Raptor. Let's see. What the hell did I call it? Oh, here's the one. Here's the other. The enemy one had a custom one. I don't know why I did it like that. Maybe that loop was for the error when it passed the waypoint. I don't know. But then here's the regular movement routine.
Movement routine?
It's the same thing, basically.
Move object. Right.
Did somebody fall asleep?
Yeah. I think they did. Which is hilarious.
It is very funny.
See, Scott. If you want to get someone to give you $1,000, this is the time to do it. Now you start whispering like, "Yeah, you want to give me $1,000." Oh God!
I'm not
Really?
Can I mute him? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. There we go.
Just passed.
Nobody say nothing till tomorrow. I'm going to make a recording.
Use it as a sound on your.
Send me $10,000. Or this goes out on the net.
Oh, that's so good.
I can relate though, coming home from work and then watching probably one of my most boring streams ever.
Sleepy time.
I mean, the only thing amusing is us talking probably, and if you get, we're talking in the chat, this would be the really most boring. That's almost it. We should just watch that fucking show real fast. I do not feel like working today anymore.
Oh, I didn't finish what I was gonna say. What I was saying before. Nuki KT showed me that like link. He googled for me like I think it was Doom. It was like a version of Doom that had fixed point, and he showed me, and the code was like, it was C, but the implementation was, I guess it was like some sort of inline assembly.
Oh yeah, and inline assembly, that was like a coolest thing when they first, because before you used to use a separate assembler.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you could put inline assembly. My God, that's so cool.
Straight in the code. And I looked, I was like, oh, well, when I saw it, I was like, oh God, it's inline. Why can't they just use C? But I see what they were doing. Well, I didn't actually. I was like, what the heck was going on? Because there was like some lines that didn't make any sense. Like, I didn't know what they were doing with the inline. And then eventually Nuki KT said something to me, and it like clicked, where it was like, all you do to multiply fixed points together is you just take the values, multiply them, and then you right shift. So you right shift based off of how many bits represent the fractional part. You just right shift.
Yeah.
And the overflow, when you multiply whatever is in the overflow, the EDX, you just put that into the left bits. When everything gets shifted over, you just insert it there. And I'm like, wow, that's it. That's amazing. I was like,
bringing back memories. I haven't thought about that in ages. It was fun at the time.
More complicated.
I think even though you use assembly, it's good to know something about it, because I think it really helps you make better code because you know what's underneath.
Yeah.
Back in the day, did they even do that anymore? I remember Visual Studio. I don't use Visual Studio now, but you could press a button and it would show the assembly of each line of C.
Yeah, well, yeah, that still works. Like, it's not a button for me. It's like if you go to
I meant an option or something.
Yeah, there's an option. Like, you can click build and there's a disassembly, and it'll bring open a window and it'll show the assembly. Even for C# it'll do it, which is crazy.
I wonder if I haven't even thought about that in years. If Hoffa was here, he'd know, I think.
What would Hoffa know?
He uses C-line. If it how to show assembly.
Or just Compiler Explorer.
Do you see that somewhere?
Compiler Explorer?
What are you talking? I can't hear what you're saying. Compiler Explorer?
Okay, yeah. My words are mushed. Compiler Explorer.
What's that?
It's a website.
Oh.
You've heard of it?
No, I haven't. I thought you were talking about an option. I thought you were looking at the stream and you were talking about an option on my screen. I was like, we're looking for it.
Oh no! It's it's called the website called Compiler Explorer, and you can write. There's a bunch of different languages. You just write some code, write a function, and it'll show you the assembly for it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good tool.
I heard about it when I was in college.
I heard about it when I was live streaming.
Square. And they even have, like, only for C though, they have an option where you can actually use, because they're using GCC by default, you can switch it to the compiler that I'm using for coding in 6502. So it'll even show what the assembly would be for that. And I also found out there's other compilers. There's other C compilers that people have made for 6502. So there's a different one. And I hope that one allows me to pass structs as parameters into functions, because this one does not, and it's annoying.
I mean, you have to pass them as a pointer in C.
In what?
You may be able to pass trivial structs that are fairly small by value, but by and large, you're going to end up passing structs as pointers in C.
Yeah, it's faster. You don't want to send all the data.
That's
you,
true.
You don't want to pass structs by value if they're very large, and I think beyond a certain point, C won't let you.
Are you talking about like for any environment, like any like even x86?
You definitely don't want to do it on old stuff like that. It's slower. I mean, you're like if you had a struct that had 16 bytes, you pass it to a function, you're passing 16 bytes instead of 4 bytes for an address.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because I mean, you're definitely right. Honest, I should just say you're definitely right. Because like I would think to myself, like I was looking at the 6502, like all the instructions, and they have ones for indirection because that's how you would use pointers, and they would show like the clock cycles, and I'm like, it takes more clock cycles to do the indirection thing. So I'm like, would it be faster to just not use that? But I guess for big things, it would definitely you just use a pointer. That makes sense.
Yeah, if it's bigger than a whatever bytes a pointer, I mean, I guess it'd be more inefficient.
It could be 8 or 16, or 16, I would say, 16 bits.
Yeah, like every old computer, like that's what was kind of fun about them. I mean, every little thing. I mean, like one divide less per frame would probably have a difference, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, everything made a difference. Now it's really hard to measure things.
One time I'll have to show you what I'm actually, because I've been kind of being a little secret about what I'm doing in 6502 with the C language, but I'm doing something that I wanted to do for quite some time.
Well, cool. I'd like to try out. I don't have time though. They got that like C64 setup where you could like code things in Windows and then send it to the Commodore to run, or I think it even runs it in an emulator on the Windows.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm using an emulator. It helps a lot.
That reminds me, whatever happened to Crazy Spence? He doesn't stop by in a long time. He was a Raptor fan. I know that guy for like 20 years now. But he's like, we're way into the Commodore 64 stuff. I like the idea of the retro computers, but I mean, all I want to do is have like a bunch of my old computers that I used to have working, and then be able to sit down and play some of the old games. I don't really want to program on them anymore.
Too many. What's the term? Too many PTSD flashbacks.
No, it seems pointless. I mean, it's like a skill that is, you know. I mean, some people like that. It's like learning how to make swords or whatever. Yeah, that seems like a cool thing, but nobody uses swords anymore, you know? I'd rather spend the time learning like new shader things or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I know a lot of people like the old stuff, and like people actually make new games for the old systems and stuff.
I think there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn from computer science in general, from like looking into like the older stuff. Like fixed point is something that's kind of relatively obsolete, but still, if you like, I've been learning fixed point because I need it to do. You need fixed point to do stuff in 6502, but at the same time, there's a lot that I've realized about it because of what I've learned. New knowledge, like that function I showed you. I know I'm not the first one who came up with it, but I was like, wait a minute, I can do this with floats. I can like convert an integer into a float in a specific way, and it avoids doing division altogether in some situations for like what you're trying to do.
Hey, if you could bit shift over like divide by 2, you just shifted over 1 bit, right?
Well, that's not what I was. It wasn't like. Well, you got the idea, but it was like something different. It was like the fact that, like if you're randomly generating numbers, it's going to be in like some, like it might be like in the range of like 0 to 2 to the 32nd power, you know, some integer, but you want to get it in the range of like 0 to 1. You want a float from 0 to 1 from that. So you could divide by int max.
Oh yeah.
Or instead of doing that, you can just take that integer, take the bits, and you put them into the mantissa of the float, which is the actual data itself. And then you set the exponent part of the float to a certain value, and you'll get a float within the range of 0 to 1 without any division whatsoever. You just
I never even thought about that.
And that's what that code I showed you the other day, yesterday. It's a bit. You're doing a bit and to remove some bits, and then using a bit or to insert them in, and it does that without division.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just trying to memorize this code if I could think about it tonight. So when I get up, I could nail this shit out. Want to hear a bad programming thing I did in Demon Star?
Go ahead.
I never trust. I don't know why. I like wouldn't trust certain routines and stuff. So almost a lot of routines would have like checking for invalid data coming in instead of just letting it crash and fix the bug. This thing would like self-repair itself when you never find the bug. It was such a bad idea.
Oh gosh.
And it's like, you let it. I learned, you let it crash. I'm like, well, the guy could have bad RAM. I think like things that never happen in real life.
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing's gonna run no matter what.
I always remember in like when I was learning Java for that was my first language, I would say. It was like, and I still probably to this day kind of have believe this, but like if I'd get an error and I didn't know what was causing it, I think to myself, maybe it's like not me. Maybe it's like there's a freak incident, or maybe like the computer was wired wrong or some shit like that.
Well, back in the day, that shit happened. There was compiler errors, and I mean, there was errors on chips sometimes, and
yeah.
Carmack once got mad at me. I said something, and it turned out I'd be right. I remember there was some Watcom C was compiling something wrong, and I go, I think it's the compiler. He goes, oh, you're too stuck up, or I mean, he didn't say it rude way. He just said like you're too good to make a mistake or something like that. Like, no, I really think it's a compiler error. And then I rearranged the code a little bit, and it compiled. I just had that happen in something. Keegan, you were there, or I told you about it. What was it?
I don't remember.
Something with BGFX. The shader compiler.
Oh yeah, right.
Interesting.
I tend to overthink bugs, though. I always think like, oh my god, it's going to be something really complicated, and it turns out to always be 90% of the time it's something stupid. It's simple. Okay, this shot thing ain't that bad. I think I was overwhelmed at first. I'll just do this in the morning before I stream, or at least start on it to make it more interesting.
I gotta get out of here.
So you're not going to watch that thing?
No, I can't. I got a thing.
All right, another day. That's fine. I'm gonna stop too. I'm just gonna go watch TV. Get up early. Maybe I could stream early tomorrow. I don't feel entertaining today. So I am gonna end the stream now. Good night, everybody. I'll stream tomorrow. It'll be a better stream tomorrow.
Bye.